Good evening, friends.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Welcome to another episode on Candid Meena. It's going to be a very interesting episode because we're going to be diving deep into some of the reasons why all these present Bollywood actresses they wear skimpy clothes, they wear near to nothing, and what are the reasons why they're wearing such clothes, what are the objectives behind wearing these clothes, and who are the people who are maybe instructing them to wear these kind of clothes in public events, in public places like the airports, and other places in Mumbai and elsewhere. So yeah, it's over to you.
yeah. So, friends, you've been watching, ever since, around, I would say after 2010, things have changed very drastically. And the way the actors in Bollywood movies or in other film industries, as in Tollywood or in even in sandalwood, have started dressing in a certain manner which leaves very less to the imagination. So why this sudden trend to discard clothes is something that has troubled all of us, because why I mean, when a movie should be based on content and the kind of stories that are written for it, why the focus then on skin is something that has bothered almost everyone. So let me just look at some images that we will just run through. Yes. So let us start with Malaika Arora. You look at her and the way she is seen in public. Okay, so she always comes in clothes that do not befit her age, because she's now become quite old, and she wears nearly nothing, which is gym wear or dresses that leave very little to the imagination. Okay, and then you look at someone like Kriti, who's becoming even more bold, uh, looking almost like Urfi. Urfi is an exhibitionist, and she makes her money through exhibitionism. So for actresses who are actually meant to portray roles in movies, to dress this way and come for events is itself very sort of sick. And of course, you can guess who this is. This is Rashmika. Can you imagine? I mean, just a few years back, this girl was all covered in sari and coming out as a very sort of gaonwali type of character, who came into Mumbai, and suddenly she changed the way she started dressing. And there are people who can carry off skimpy clothes in a very in a suave way, but this woman cannot, and she makes an embarrassment of herself wherever she goes, because at most of the parties, the sort of emphasis is on wearing skin tight clothes which have slits and deep cleavages, and she's not comfortable, because in South you don't wear these type of clothes. So yet there seems to be a big demand for this, because whenever she's sitting with paparazzi, she's always covering herself up, because to show that she's not comfortable with it, and yet she wears it. So there is a sort of deception in her act. She acts innocent, she flirts with the paparazzi. At the same time, she wears clothes that are the cabal would approve of, you know. And then you move on to someone like Janvi Kapoor. I mean, the less said about her, the better. Because there was a time when Sri Devi tried to protect her children from the public gaze, and she used to admonish them, and even in public, saying that, see, you can't pose for these people. But the moment she died, things changed, and Boni Kapoor is all for, her dressing like Urvashi Rothela. And you know the connect between Urvashi Rothela and Boni Kapoor. So this is another woman who, who's a star kid, and who dresses, even Kajal's daughter Nisa. She also dresses in the same way, and of course Alia, we don't even have to speak about. So here, friends, what I wanted to talk about is that, see, everybody knows that, see, usually they say that what you wear makes you a person. It gives you a sort of a personality. So these actors seem to be going the negative way. And it's very obvious that sex trends, these women will do anything to get where they want in life, and we do not know what are the, what all happens backdoor. Okay, at the parties that Manish Malhotra or Karan Johar or all these people host, Varun Dhawan, what is it? Are they on display there? Because the way they come dressed, it's like they are going to some sort of a bar, and they expose themselves. So are they, going there to expose themselves to functions where they dance for them, or are they having relationships with the businessmen there? We do not know exactly what. We cannot pinpoint it, but there is something very devious that's happening. So, and now you see that, and when you look at their, if you ask them why do you do this, they'll say that, see, if you have the figure, you flaunt it, you know so this is one of the reasons they would immediately tell you that, see, they are working out at gyms and they're making sure that their bodies are perfect, and hence they are flaunting it. Now there's another reason that they also say is that they don't want to be upstaged by peer pressure, which means Janvi is scared of Kriti, and Kriti is scared of Ananya, and Ananya is scared of other girls. So they are pressurized to upstage the other celebrity. Now, another reason that they say is that the fashion designers, request them to showcase their, ridiculous dresses, and pay them a huge amount. Now, it has come out from Janvi's mouth itself that, whatever she gets in through advertisements, or, is what, she blows up for example, Botox, or for some, it's something that they want to do, privately, to make themselves even sexier. So they treat that extra money for blowing it up. Now, and they're also, see, another sort of pressure they say is that, if they have to be in the public eye, they have to always look hot, and hot means exposing more and more. Now, see, if you look at Urfi, someone like Urfi, she does it for the shock value, and this will, see, she was nobody till she started, exhibiting herself, and that's how she propelled herself in her career. So the more attention they get, the more people follow them, and the more jobs they get, which means in advertisements or in clips or in documentaries or whatever, and a higher pay. Now they dress this way because they feel that men are attracted to them if they dress this way you know so again, going back to the fact that, see, sex is what dominates the scene now, and see, these women dress in a particular way because there are many things attached to it, many threads attached to it. See, you look at Kiara here. She is a beautiful woman. She doesn't even need to expose herself because because she's attractive, people will give her a second glance. So, but look at the way she's dressed. It's absolutely cheap, And you wonder why this, why are they exposing themselves when many of them don't even have any movies in hand. Okay. Now, there is another problem also that they face. And this is something that the cabal are pushing. The cabal are pushing them to look like whores, you know. And what do you mean by whores? Whores are prostitutes, because they want to break up the society, and they want people to hate them and say that, see, these women are cheap. They throw themselves, to any person who wants, to have a good time. So this is the same thing that they would say with Urfi. Now, if you look at all the comments, if you go into their Instagram, you will see that, see, hardly 1 or 2% are people who appreciate them. The others are all demeaning, vulgar, comments where they say that half of the time what they mean is that they want to sleep with them. So how do these women, tolerate this kind of comments that come from the social media? Now, when you come from a very sort of a middle class, you're always told by parents, you conduct yourself in a certain way, you dress in a certain manner, because your habits become your character after some time, and it's always important to dress well and to be respected. These are the moral values taught to middle class children. But here, when you see parents themselves dressing in this manner, what is the option that these children have? See, because you have to just look at one of these Karan Johar, these fossilized wives, sagas. You'll see that they're not dressed in the normal manner that a woman would dress. Okay, and they're not women who are in their mid, 20s who can flaunt their figures. They are all beyond the age, and they look rather pathetic, trying to look for attention. So when such women are going around flaunting their looks, like exhibiting themselves so cheaply, children will also follow suit. Now here, there's a deeper meaning to it. When you come to the Bollywood industry. So let me just take you to some of the other pictures that we've done. Jenny, can we move on to the earlier one, the first few images that we had of Jacqueline Fernandez? First few images. Let's go first with first few images. Right to the beginning. Yeah. Now here, friends, you'll see Katrina Kaif with Salman Khan. They were going to Russia to make the movie Tiger 2, and it is at this time they pass through Turkey. And this man is supposed to be a very charming minister, Mehmet. Okay, and he's a very charming, handsome minister, which means, in other words, he's a playboy, is what they put in the media. Now he had a party for these people, and they called other Turkish people as well. Now everybody was looking at Katrina Kaif. Now Katrina Kaif was also, seemed to be very comfortable in the company of these people. Now see, why do these actors like Salman Khan take these women to such parties? Now it's very obvious that, see, there may be a lot of other reasons also. If you look into the background, there could be many other reasons why beautiful actresses like them are taken to such parties. We cannot.
No,
spell
this
it
is
out.
this I believe is in Turkey, right?
Yes, this is Turkey,
So you
and
can
this is
see that
Mehmet.
Katrina is quite well dressed and covered in this particular picture because Turkey is an Islamic country and it will not tolerate
Yeah, no, I'm not
women.
talking about her dress in this. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the
This is also, I mean, a point to note.
yeah, I'm talking about the effect of these people's personality, because half the time she's semi-naked. So so here again you see that there is entertaining also happening. Now, do these actresses go there as ambassadors? Do they go there as escorts? Do they go for any other purpose? That can be only known when if you're at the party. But we can guess, okay, because there have been purpose. Now, let me get to the straight to the fact of an incident that happened in 2016. Where some Indian actresses were caught in a U.S. prostitution racket, okay, in the USA. Now, the arrest of an Indian couple in the USA who allegedly ran a prostitution ring by luring female actresses from India has shone a spotlight on the casting couch allegations surrounding the southern Telugu language film industry. Now, many of you have asked me that, see, is the Tollywood, film scene also the same? And I've always told you that there is a mafia there in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, and Sandalwood as well. Now here, if you look at the story, it's really very, it makes you shocked. See, also known as Tollywood, it is one of India's biggest regional film industries and routinely produces blockbusters, and hits that rival Bollywood. Now, Kishan Modugumudi is the man, and his wife Chandra arranged for at least 5 Telugu actresses to travel to the US on the pretext of attending cultural events as performers or guests. The women were allegedly taken to the events where the Modugumudis, their name is quite tongue twister, Modugumudis, would identify potential customers who would pay to have sex with the actresses. Men allegedly paid anywhere between $450 to $2,500 for a single sexual encounter. Now, the BBC Telugu at that time had acquired a copy of the 42-page affidavit that details the charges and evidence against the couple who appear to have been under investigation by the US Department of Homeland Security in 2018. Now, the couple were arrested at the end of April, and a court heard the charges against them. They have not entered a plea or made any public statement. But the case has got a lot of attention in the Telugu news media in India. According to the affidavit, Mr. Modugumudi first arrived in Chicago in April 2015 and his wife joined him a few months later. He said to have claimed in his visa application that he was involved with the Telugu film industry and wanted to travel to the US to make contacts. The couple's visas expired 6 months after their arrival, but they stayed on. The affidavit also stated that they were arrested in January for overstaying as part of a separate investigation, but they were released on bail in February. Now, the immigration officers are said to have first suspected the couple, after questioning an actress who had arrived last November to attend an event in California. But according to the affidavit, the officers found the event she referred to had happened 2 days earlier, and when they contacted the organizers, they said they did not know the woman and that she had not been invited as a guest. She apparently said her visit to the US and her stay there had been arranged by a man named Raju, who officers say was an alleged alias for Mr. Modugumudi. Now, in the months that followed, investigators said they watched the home of the Modugumudis and eventually obtained a search warrant for it. In the house, they discovered alleged fake visa letters and what they believe is a ledger of prostitution that mentions the names of the victims, the sexual acts, and the payments received. The affidavit lodged with the criminal complaint mentions 5 different women, all Indian actresses, who were allegedly brought to the US for prostitution. The women are said to have sometimes stayed in the home of the Modugumudis or traveled with them to hotels or even other cities to meet clients. Authorities interviewed one alleged client who they say admitted to meeting one of the actresses for sex. They also interviewed at least one alleged victim who told them she had been made to travel to 3 cities where men were sent to her room. The actress returned to India after her visa was revoked, but she allegedly told investigators that Mr. Modugumudi called her and told her that it would mean nothing for him to harm her if she talked to the police about him because she is small and unknown, not a big actress. Tamra Reddy Bharadwaj, a Telugu film producer, told BBC Telugu that Modugumudi had no association with the Producers' Council, an official body, but others who worked in the industry said such operations were not uncommon. Now, you remember, friends, see, this sort of, film programs happen all the time, whether it's from Kerala, they take actresses and starlets to these programs. Many of them are also used as mules to carry trucks. So this has happened many times in the Middle East when Kerala organizers would take actresses there. So this has been proved many a times and they've been caught as well. Now, in the case of, see, if you take this, can we get the visual back, Jenny? Yeah. Yes. If you look at this, they were invited, for the IFA, and this is Kamal Nath, okay, when he was the chief minister. And there are many pictures here where you will see the way he looks at Jacqueline Fernandez. And you know that there's something more going on. Of course, they're not going to tell you about it, but when they pay crores to get heroines like her on stage, surely it would not be for a dance, on stage. Okay, so these are things that, these are some of the reasons why these women dress so provocatively. If you look at the case of Raj Kundra, he was literally running a porn racket under your nose, where all these people from Sherlyn Chopra and all the other women, the Gandhi Path lady, and all of them were forcing small-time actresses to act in the films which were soft porn. And these women were running to the police to tell them that they were being forced to shoot for pornographic films. So the ultimate aim of all these people is to, undress them These actors were called for auditions and were asked to give bold scenes, which later turned out to be semi nude or nude scenes, which were allegedly against the wishes of the actor. An actress, a professional photographer, and a foreign production company's employee are among the, 8 people who were arrested during the time that Raj Kundra was caught. And they also alleged that the actress Gehna Vashisht, one from the Ekta Kapoor stables, Gandhi Baat Lady, launched a production house and pronounced porn clips on the pretext of making short films. Now, when the police arrested a man named Umesh Kamath, whose alleged role in the racket was to coordinate with a foreign production house regarding the uploading of porn clips on OTT platforms, Umesh Kamath used to do liaising in the country for the foreign based company he was working for. And he was the one who was, sort of luring these young actresses to, to the sets to get them to act in these porn films. Now, here, see, if you go back to these pictures, yes. So here you see the sort of, bonhomie that these people share with the politician. So this is also very clear that, see, the kind of association that these people have with politicians. So neither will expose the other. But there have been many reports, anonymous reports from specialists who have said that some of these top actresses have gone for surgery to them because of sexually transmitted diseases, which means, they are sleeping with many people. Now, we do not know. These are now what the images we are showing are just for illustrative purposes. Okay. Now, we do not know exactly the kind of relationship Kamal Nath would have had with this lady, or, Katrina Kaif would have had with the Turkish minister. But there is something very, very weird going on. Otherwise, why would these people, sort of strip, at the drop of a hat? So, another point that I wanted to talk about was you remember when we were discussing the Malaika, fashion designers are push these women to wear dresses to make a certain point. You remember how netizens slammed Bollywood actor Malaika Arora for sporting a Balenciaga dress to design a Manish Malhotra's birthday party. Now, social media users termed Malaika's choice of outfit as disgusting and also called it a tone-deaf blunder. So, why was she wearing it? It was something that projected, pedophile, links of pedophile with children and sort of bondage images and teddy bears. So, this is something that she was pushing for herself or for Manish Malhotra, sending a message that this is also okay with Bollywood. Now, she's a mother. How she did it is also very surprising, and she's not a young woman who could have been taken by somebody's talk. So she was also trying to push a narrative which was again very, very sexual and sort of demeaning. Now, if you look at other people like Sukesh Chandrasekhar, what was Sukesh Chandrasekhar doing? Okay, Sukesh Chandrasekhar was very clearly saying that I have enough money, and all you women who wear nearly nothing, please come to my jail, bed with me, and I'll give you a lot of gifts. So that was exactly what he promised these women, and that's what he gave them. Okay. Now, these women, especially Jacqueline, she thought that nobody would notice. But when rumors around started going around that she's going to get married to a billionaire and buy a sea-facing view house in Mumbai worth crores, that is when people started noticing that there's something really crazy going on. This was exactly after COVID when she had spent time with Salman in his farmhouse. So that's when people started understanding that the Sukesh Chandrasekhar, who is not, who looks like a beggar, okay, he could, on the strength of his money, his wallet, get actresses just like that. And where? To his jail. You know, he could fly them anywhere in his private jet, sitting in the jail. He could give instructions for them to be picked up, and the kind of images that he posted of him and Jacqueline clearly showed that they were more than intimate. And this would have also happened in the case of Nora. But Nora very cleverly used the right, contacts to sort of escape, what Jacqueline was undergoing. Now, this is not only with Nora, there were other actresses also involved. So, what we are coming again back to is that, see, what happened perhaps before 2010 when actresses were dressed, at least in a modest manner, has changed completely. Now, women just don't wear the clothes, normal clothes that normal women wear. If you look at someone like Kajol, Kajol's daughter, she's wearing nearly nothing. And she's being dragged around by sons of millionaires, in a drugged state or in a state of alcoholic fervor. So, you would think that, see, what are these people trying to do? Are they trying to give you a message that, see, the younger generation need to follow suit because these are your role models? Your role models are Ananya, okay, Kriti Sanon, and all these other girls like Kiara. Okay, so they all wear these kind of clothes, and you should wear them if you want to look modern. Now, this is something that I used to think that it's too far fetched, but no. When you look at the rich areas of the cities where you live, women are dressing this way. And if you ask them, what is the reason why you dress in this manner? They say that they like men watching them, and remarking certain sly remarks at them. They like it because they say that they feel that they are beautiful. So it's a sense of insecurity that is making them dress in this manner. They see that is the normal, middle class or upper middle class girl says that it is to get noticed that they go to all these pubs, and dress in this manner. But who are the people who are, making them do it? It is these, actresses and these nepo kids who are doing it. And in the process, they are sending the wrong message to the next generation. If you look at someone like Malaika or Kareena Kapoor, they are all beyond their, age of, youth and beauty. Yet they're so desperate to wear nearly nothing. Just this recent kid and Sid and Kiara's wedding, Kareena came with, I don't remember, she came with someone. And
Karan Johar.
with Karan Johar. And she looked absolutely dazed. It was as if she was heavily on something. And she was wearing some dress that was which was exposing. Same thing with Kajal. Kajal also wore a sari, which is which reveals her figure. And first of all, Kajal is not very fit, so it makes her look rather vulgar. Now, these are the trends that the parents and the children are setting, and this is something very dangerous for our generation because we do not want our children walking around in half naked. Because the kind of crowds that walk the nights, late nights, especially when these girls come out of the pubs and all that. Half the time they're drunk. You see the way they, come out of a pub. They need to be helped, by the driver, or by the security guard. Would you trust your children with these people? Never, So it's a very dangerous trend that's happening. Yes, it is. Yes, it's this one where she looks. If you look at that video, you'll find that she looks absolutely, sort of drunk. So let me just take a few comments. So true, Minaji. They want attention. They wear all skimpy clothes. Feel they should notice anything because they are so high on drugs. We can make out they are drunk, says Nitul. Like Fatima Begum, not seen in her movies. Where is the money coming from? She has a flat in Dubai, cars like Mercedes Benz, Volvo. Yes, absolutely. And true Indian. I miss the news. Modi ji wants all corners of India to develop. Okay. Chitra says most of these female stars are dumb, and only way they can fool is to keep exposing. They get so many likes on social media and they think that they are influencers. I joined an acting school in Mumbai as a mass communications assignment. There I was told to act dumb on and off camera, as men like dumb girls also was asked to dress sexy, as sexy is classy for Bollywood. In fact, here, Munmun, I'd also like to say what you said is so true, because if you look at the mainstream media, especially channels like India Today, they insist that the girls wear Western clothes, and that also the tighter, the better, because they feel that it's not the content that sells. You see?
So
So,
yeah, I would like to. I have made a few observations as to why these Bollywood actresses are wearing, very short clothes, very skimpy clothes, near to nothing. Number one reason is, they are asked to wear such clothes by the directors and producers of the film to gain publicity for that particular film. Number two is that whatever dress or costume they are wearing, there is a particular fashion designer and a fashion brand behind that dress which they are wearing. So they are doing indirect advertising. Number three, there's an agenda as to they want to pollute the young minds of India by dressing skimpily, so that the young girls, the young innocent girls of India, they would like to look like them. They would like to look hot like them, so that they can dress like these Bollywood stars and post. These photos on their personal Instagram stories, hoping to get many views from potential boys, or some boys who they are interested in maybe. So so Bollywood is trying to cash in on the insecurities of Indian youth
yeah.
by doing that is where they're hitting at, right? And also, don't forget the fact that they are Bollywood is completely trying to destroy Sanatan culture in India, or the family value system, because they want to. It's like a proxy war indirectly, because they want to pollute the minds of youngsters, and they want to break the family values. They want to sort of glorify materialism. They want to glorify alcoholism. They want to glorify
You
spending a
know,
lot of money.
Jaydev,
Yeah.
yeah, what you said is so true, because see, this if you look at their clothes today, it's like a standard uniform. So what are you talking about? Micro mini skirts, okay, sky high heels, and low tops, which was once worn by prostitutes on dingy street corners. Okay. Now it's a mainstream style adopted by almost every woman who goes for to a club or a party goes for any sort of cocktails. Now we wonder, why do they cheapen themselves, especially at a time when young women have greater opportunities to reject these caste sexual stereotypes of old. Because if you look at India, all the girls are outperforming boys at every stage of schooling. Whether you're looking at the workplace, female employees are starting to out earn their male counterparts.
Even in the
Then
army
why?
and police.
Yes. Then why, in an age of true equal opportunity, that so many women are dressing in such a demeaning manner? So it's a message. It's a very clear message that is being sent by the cabal, that with the cheaper they dress, the more they can be looked down upon. So it's just like a piece of tissue, which you use and you throw away. Women are being used in this manner, when they grow old. For example, today, do you hear of Bipasu Basu? No. Why don't you hear about Bipasu Basu? She was there in Mahesh Bhatt's movies, wearing nothing. Okay. Why don't you hear about all these women, like even Madhuri Dixit has become personalized? So it means that once they are used, they are thrown away, and given a few, like you give a dog a bone, some bones are thrown to them, to pacify them. So what means you give them some income, to keep them happy. And of course, then also I would say that there are old politicians, who do not mind them. So they would be thrown to them as well. You remember Amar Singh? Amar Singh was often called as a pimp because he was the one dealing with women. And Bipashu Basu was one of his favorite. And the ring was complete. They used to say that it consisted of Boni Kapoor, Amar Singh, and Amitabh Bachchan. You know, so there was a ring going on there, which was what Sri Devi was going to expose, and that's how perhaps she got eliminated.
So one more thing, friends, is that no doubt, especially in the film industry, that outsiders, who come from small-time villages, are exploited by all these film industry people, right? So they will try to make them a prostitute or something, right? And they will try to exploit them to the hilt. So very innocent young men and women, they go to the film industry with a lot of hope, of making it big, and with making a lot of money sometime in the future, but they're caught in this trap, right? Because if you are not the son or daughter of a particular family who is well known in Bollywood, then your life is made miserable by the cabal, just
Yeah,
like how we saw with Sushant Singh Rajput, Jia Khan, right?
yeah,
And many other examples.
yeah. And also, it's that, see, when they wear these kind of outfits, the men are leer at them. They don't respect them. They only leer at them, and these women, they try to bandage their insecurities in a world where they cannot match up to the sexy celebrity stereotypes of womanhood as shown by Bollywood. So there is an insecurity within themselves. And these girls, when they go to the bars, for example, that famous scene where this girl, Saif's daughter, I forget her name always, and
Sarah.
yes, Sara Ali, she goes and catches the crotch of a watchman. Now, these women are themselves, when they go to the clubs, they are touched, their bottoms are squeezed by these men coming up against them. And they are forcefully, coerced into the bars. Sometimes drugs are put into their drinks. And God alone knows what happens after that, because we hear horrific tales of women being raped, after being given date drugs, you know, and they cannot walk. They are not, they stagger about. And if their driver or their bodyguard doesn't catch them, you know, then you can imagine where they would end up. And these are the women who are trying to influence the present generation. It's a very frightening thing that we are looking at uh, when you look at these women. And please realize that it's not a pattern. This is a sort of a diktat that they are setting, you know. And many a times I've seen when in these kids shows or in these song programs, Madhuri Dixit is forced to dance with women like Kriti Saran, and Kriti wears some mini dress where she can't dance the vigorous steps that Madhuri does in a Kathak steps, so
Right.
it's all very
That's it.
amusing, and pathetic, because Madhuri is trying to look like Kriti, and Kriti is trying to look like Madhuri in a dance form, but wearing the wrong outfit.
So even especially there's one more point to notice is that women in their early 40s and 50s who are well established in Bollywood and are actresses, they are forced to somehow take all these Botox injections. They are forced to do all these butt enhancement or breast implants to somehow match up with the present actresses of Bollywood in terms of looks, and be sort of attractive for the viewers, according to the cabal. So this is another thing which is happening, that is that these old or yesteryear actresses, they are forced to make changes in their body either through surgery or through implants just to look young.
And if you ask these people, if you ask these young girls, friends of mine, their daughters, if you ask them, say, are you comfortable wearing 16-inch heels or 7-inch heels? They say no. It's very painful if they have to walk in those heels. So then why do you do it? Because all the other girls are wearing it. So they're keeping up to the peer pressure that they face. you know Many of them walk the whole night in clubs and dance and go to the disco and everything in these high heels, and they say that it hurts. But it is worth it, because you want to look good, and beauty is pain. So these
I
are the
mean,
kind of expressions that they
friends,
tell you.
one more point I have noticed is that in Telugu and Tamil films, recently with Vijay's latest film song with Rashmika Mandana, I was surprised at the kind of dress which Rashmika Mandana wore and the kind of exposure she did. It is very, very, unheard of in a Tamil film that an actress is exposing to this extent, to which it looks like a Hollywood actress who's exposing in Hollywood film. So you can see how now Telugu, South Indian films are also starting to have actresses who are wearing skimpy clothes in the film scenes.
Yeah. And also, another very disturbing trend, friends. I don't know whether you've been following it in some of the most of the modern schools for girls. You'll see that. See, there is it's a contest. That normally spills into aggression and even violence. As the evening goes on, and these girls start fighting over their boyfriends. And they start attacking each other, and cat fights happen, and they pull each other's hair and they beat each other up. And if they're in a club, they're drinking excessively. And if you ask the men, what do you feel about these women who are dressed like strippers, they will only clearly say that, see, they are eye candy. And this kind of eye candy is free. This kind of eye candy is free. And it's as if they are doing some sort of window shopping. And if the more drunk they are, the more chances that they can get to sleep with them. So these are also, I would say that they are dangerous trends, because most of the times these girls are not, they don't want to send this kind of message, but their dressing is proving that they are sending the wrong message. So by the time something happens, it's too late. If you look at the OTT platforms, you'll see plenty of stories where women, are being raped, under the, the thing of either alcohol or drugs, and wearing these skimpy sort of clothes, giving the wrong ideas to men, because men are stupid. Once they, drink and they're under this thing, they will see, women as only pieces of flesh. Now, I'm not generalizing about men. What I'm saying is about the men in such kind of atmospheres where they are in pubs, or so men see them only as flesh, and they see them as free. So why not use them? So, friends, this is something, whether your parents or your sisters, you have sisters who are young, it's your duty, to protect them, to warn them, to tell them that, see, in a country like India, where you have the best women pilots, the best doctors, the best nurses, the best teachers, do not go into this kind of, sort of peer pressure, which is leading you the wrong way. You look very well dressed in an army dress, or a teacher's dress, or a doctor's dress. You are respected even more. So these are things that have to be inculcated right from the start, and also any sort of mood alternatives, do not sort of encourage them to take to it. Even if it's a Christmas night and you want to share a Christmas drink, don't give it to children. Don't make it a habit, because once it becomes a habit, later they can't get out of it. And you know how alcohol is, because a lot of the times, when you drink alcohol, you feel very warm and you feel very happy. There's a sort of bonhomie that happens in your mind, that you think that everybody is good to you. But that's the time when people start exploiting. So I don't know whether this message that we're sending across, is a serious one, because I'm seeing so much of this all around us, especially in the urban cities. Young girls dying, young girls being hospitalized. So it's quite frightening. Yes, yes.
Yeah, see, one more thing which came to my mind is that awareness drives should be held in each and every school, high school, in colleges in India, on how film industry culture is polluting the minds of the youth. There should be awareness drives. There should be people educating the students in high school, in colleges in India as to how these things should be educated. And just like how you have sex education in high school, like that you should have you should educate the students on how wokeism is destroying Indian culture, right? How Modi ji, okay, yeah, fast growing social media access and technological changes have contributed to an increased pressure to look good and win applause. Yes, I keep wondering how can we motivate positive influences, says Jyotsna.
Yeah. Here, Josna, I'd like to say that, see, when you talk about when you interview a person who's from the army, or when interview a doctor or a teacher, you get inspired automatically, because what they speak is not only sense, it's also something that you aspire for. So a lot of this has to be educated through your children. The children need to listen to these people. And also I would like to tell you, friends, that, see, I watched a documentary. I don't know what the name of the documentary is, but I'll mention it in my next session, where a woman is used as a mule for carrying drugs from South America to America. And how this girl from Ireland, an innocent girl coming from a very good family, she goes to Ibiza, and where she is, caught in a sort of a crowd where there are drug dealers, and how she faces life in a prison and how she gets out. It's a horror. This whole documentary is something that every school should, have, because our children should see it. Our college students should see it. The after effects of becoming a part of the drug ring. This woman was, earlier she took drugs, but after that she was only a mule, she was a carrier. But even for that, she had to face a prison for so many years. And what it did to her psyche. So, see, a lot of the things, friends, when you ask, for example, you say that what can be done to help our children, let us encourage more documentaries made on these things, these negative factors. Even today, if you ask me, Janvi Kukreja's mother is fighting. She cannot sleep. Her husband can't sleep. Her daughter can't sleep after the death of Janvi Kukreja. What was her crime? What was Janvi Kukreja's crime? Janvi Kukreja's crime was, she was an innocent girl invited to a party at a third person's house where drugs and alcohol was being given, and where she became the target, the guinea pig of these drug crazed animals. And she was killed so brutally. So don't let our children become victims of this. Don't let our children become victims of rape. Don't let expose our children to all these harmful things. Every time we see these children, these nepo kids wearing these kind of clothes, we cringe, because if they were our daughters, God alone knows how upset we would feel to see them drunk or drugged. If you look at the time when Samir Wakade was in the in the NCV, that was a time when young girls like Rakul Preet and all the Sara Ali and all were pulled up for drugs. Ananya. So can you imagine? They're all not mules. They may be peddling drugs. So otherwise they wouldn't have been caught. And you look at the WhatsApp conversations and you'll see clearly that they were dealing with drugs. So, if if Bollywood people don't care about their daughters, we care. So it is our it's our duty to protect them. If you ask the Sunil Shetty when he begged योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, हमने क्या किया? हमने तो सिर्फ अच्छे दो पिक्चर्स दिखाए, जैसे बॉर्डर and some other patriotic movie, he said, but that was done ages ago when he was a young kid. Okay, हमने क्या किया? Look at the damage what you have done. You are the ones, who made people understand that drugs are just like, what you would say Panadol. You get it over the counter. And if you have the right sources, you will get it easily. So you are the ones who told us that drugs are easy to get. And you are the ones who spoiled the younger generation. You are the ones who are responsible for SSR's death. So please do not tell us, don't boycott Bollywood. Till your system is cleansed, till our children are free of drugs, prostitution, trafficking, you know, we will continue to fight. So all these images that we are watching, I'm sorry, friends, but we had to extend this session about the topic that we had in hand. We couldn't go to the other news that we had kept for you, which we will do tomorrow. But this is something that has been troubling all of us. Just yesterday, when I saw this Kajal's daughter, loitering around like, she didn't even know what she's doing. And I don't know, was it a watchman or was it a security guard or was it a driver who took her in a car at a party where the mother and father were there? How responsible is a mother that a daughter, behaves like this? So it's not only her. You look
Oh,
at
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, I would like to point. This is a very good point which I noticed from Munmun. Bollywood has polluted Mumbai culture so much that now college students, office goers, or even school children are addicted to smoking. Even acting schools promote smoking, says it's relaxing. So this is a very valid point. And I also noticed when I went to a supermarket in India that I was talking to the shopkeeper there, and I was asking who are the main customers for cigarettes. So he said it is young school going girls who are the biggest customers of cigarettes. Now just recently in the budget which Nirmala announced just a few weeks back, Nirmala says there's a hike in cigarette tax, in the new budget, which is a good thing because if they increase the price of cigarette, to the customer, then hopefully that will stop many of these, people from buying cigarettes and becoming healthy. So you can see how they have influenced the youth to a certain extent by smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, in fact, some time back, a bakery was selling cakes laced with drugs. Okay, and in Kerala, a shop that was selling mocktails, drinks that were laced with drugs. So people, you must understand that we live in a society where everything is not hunky dory. There are people who are trying to increase the drug sales by getting your children addicted. Many a times we don't notice. You always say that, see, when you go for a party, keep hugging your drink because you don't know who will put something in your drink. So these are things that terrible. I mean, if you look at the number of cases and you look at these TikTok, luckily it's all banned, how these girls were dying. Even today, let me tell you the truth. You when you talk about Facebook, okay, Facebook keeps telling us that blah blah blah. You cannot talk about any other religion, but you can talk about Sanatana Dharma. You can abuse it like anything. Now, these very people, if you go to these shots, you will see that they are promoting sex. Okay, in these villages, they are showing young girls who are not even out of their teens dancing with the least clothes and catering to men or young boys who look at her like animals. So Google or Facebook, is that okay for you? Okay. You can make fun of Hinduism, but we can't make fun of any other religion because you'll ban us from Facebook. But you can get these people, and usually these are peaceful people who are spreading these shots, in which it's pathetic. Please, friends, have a look and please complain. Okay, that these shots come exactly after your Rashmika's dance, after your Madhuri Dixit's dance. Okay, just go keep on scrolling. As you scroll, you will find that more and more weird shots are coming. And that is disturbing you. Okay, so please complain about it because you're trying to show everybody that India is a vulgar country. It is not. You are projecting it as that, and you are pushing this culture. The same thing, BD Chadaido, those are the songs that are being promoted in these events. It's a fact. See, if a woman exposes herself, men will look. That is a tendency. But you yourself are saying that you are, censoring Facebook. If you are censoring Facebook, this is the first thing that you should censor, because this is what teens look for. And this is what makes young girls commit suicide. So please, this is another area, friends, that you should look at and you should complain. Because let not our what do you call our beautiful country, our country like India, suffer because of these, sort of hatred mongers who want to pull our country down. So this is a very, very strong message that you should be giving your friends.
Also,
And please,
one more point I would like to add is that they have these songs in Bollywood, and the Bollywood actors who are taking part in that particular film song will come on YouTube or Facebook and will ask the audience to make dance or choreography videos on that particular song and post it on Shorts. So you can see how they are again encouraging the people to make videos on these dirty songs.
absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
See, another thing that I wanted to say, before we end this show is that, see, we have a lot of foreigners coming to India and dressing very beautifully, in our traditional costumes and looking beautiful with everything that's traditional. And you have our silly generation, egged by their parents, wearing these sort of clothes and promoting the wrong attention. So, friends, advice. Keep on advising people. Sometimes they won't listen to you. Tell them of the after. After your child dies or after your child has an accident, you can't do anything. Before that, to prevent it, let this happen. Keep on. You may, they may hate you for what you do, but at least you made one parent, you changed one parent, or you changed one child. Do it. Do it as a part. It's your duty to contribute something to India. We are all taking from India. How much are we giving back to our country? This is something you can do. My US born daughter shocked to see Urfi. She says, you spoke high of Bollywood. I said I left in 90, changed a lot since. Jyotsna says, more positive influences like you and Jaydev, many parents and families have to come out of their cocoon and be vocal, as it's high time now. Minal says, good topic, big concern for parents these days. Vinny, foreigners are accepting Hinduism and wearing Indian clothes nowadays. Dhanashri, in fact, some Bollywood movies are promoting alcohol, smoke and drugs as cool
Not
culture.
some, most of the films are Dhanashree.
Yes. Javed Akhtar praised Gulzar for BD Jalaide at the Farmer's book launch. Yes, that is the kind of song that his wife should sing for him. A very delicate and difficult relationship nowadays with the younger generation. These Nepo Kida, all sick, go where to doctors raised from good families. They laugh at middle class families. Boni Kapoor now making Tamil movies only, suddenly out of bankruptcy, thanks to D to eliminate Sridevi, got truckload of money now. Jyotsna says, well, I live in Chicago and have a son in high school. I'm concerned about what's going on in India. Thank you for that, Jyotsna. I'm sure with a good mother like, as yourself, nothing adverse will happen, but keep advising your son. Kriti Sanan and mom are educated. Still, she wears demeaning clothes all the time. What is the use of their education? Another thing I find very, very sad is that someone like Disha Patni, she comes, I think, from an army background, and she's a beautiful girl. But if you see her, the way she's wearing, the kind of clothes that she wears, and the kind of look that she has, you know that she's lost. And she has a foreigner as a boyfriend, who keeps looking at her body, as if, that's the only thing in his mind. So these are things that you really need to be very careful about. Javed now in wheelchair, more body failure to come for defaming Hinduism, and that is karma. With this, we end this session. Jaydev and myself, we'll see you tomorrow. Mayur Kalbag said he will join us tomorrow for a wonderful session tomorrow. So please join us at 8 tomorrow. Good night and Jai Hind.